Hello everyone, it's me Benita and welcome to BipTech in English. Today we are going to take a look at the latest Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Let's have a look at the box contains, specifications, features, and price of the Samsung A53 5G. The Samsung Galaxy A53 5G is available in white, orange, light blue and awesome black color options. Let's have a look at the design and build. To look that there isn't a huge difference between the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G and the Galaxy A52 5G or A52's 5G from 2021. That's no bad thing because this is a good looking phone. While it doesn't offer premium materials you'll find on Samsung's higher placed devices, there is a great feel to the frosted rear, although it is plastic here, as many Samsung phones now are. But we like that molding around the cameras, something that's also now reflected on the slightly lower placed Galaxy A53 5G launched alongside. One detail that sets these phones apart is that the Galaxy A53 has a glossy frame, while the Galaxy A33 is rather more muted, but otherwise these phones look very similar. While much of this phone is the same as the 2021 model, you might have noticed that there's now no 3.5mm headphone socket. Mid-range devices are often praised for including these features to support those wanting to use existing headphones, so it's perhaps a strange omission here. This is a pretty big device, generous in fact, but it's not too large and feels great to hold, based on our limited time with it so far. Let's have a look at the display. There is a 6.5-inch display on the front of the Galaxy A53 and this is an AMOLED panel, as you'd expect, so it appears to have plenty of vibrancy in those colors and deep blacks. That's going to be popular, as, based on our first impressions, there isn't a huge difference here to what you might find on one of Samsung's flagship devices visually, at least. The resolution sticks to FHD plus 2400 x 1080 pixels, 404 ppi, which is typical for a device in this position. It also offers a 120 Hz refresh rate, so it will be able to smooth out fast-moving content to give you a better experience. The display is topped with Gorilla Glass 5 to keep scratches at bay, while it has a central punch hole camera, giving it a more premium look than the lower-placed Galaxy A33. There are also slightly narrower bezels on this model compared to the A33, so it's a better-looking device overall. There is an under-display fingerprint scanner too, which we will test in a future full review. Let's have a look at the hardware and performance. The Galaxy A53 5G makes a bit of a departure in 2022, now landing with updated Exynos hardware. Samsung's headline here is that this is the first time that a 5nm architecture has been used in the Galaxy A series, an indicator that it's not being held back. It should be more efficient, able to deliver its performance with lower power consumption. In 2021, the Galaxy A52 hopped and skipped through the Snapdragon 720G, 750G and 778G, Galaxy A52, Galaxy A52 5G, Galaxy A52s respectively. The Galaxy A51 in 2020 had used Exynos hardware before this, so there's been a lot of back and forth around this class of device. Samsung claims that this new Exynos 1280 gives a boost over the previous hardware used on this grade of device, so this phone should be a better performer, while continuing to offer 5G connectivity. It's paired with 6GB of RAM, although there is the option to allocate some of the storage as virtual RAM up to an additional 6GB. There is 128GB of storage. There may be other options, but Samsung hasn't confirmed those with us, and there continues to be support for microSD up to 1TB, which is a big advantage of choosing a mid-range phone. There is a 5000 mAh battery, with support for 25-watt charging. That's a generous capacity and increased over the previous version of this phone. We suspect that this will lead to great battery life in typical use Samsung is prone. Isn't to days of life. The phone launches on Android 12 with Samsung's One UI over the top and the promise of 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security updates. Let's have a look at the cameras. There is a quad camera system on the rear of the Galaxy A53 5G, but keep your excitement in check while we explain what you're looking at here. As is common in mid-range devices, you have two cameras that are worth exploring and two that are likely just thrown in to make up the numbers. The main camera has a 64-megapixel sensor and offers OIS optical image stabilization on its lens, and that should help to keep images cleaner over longer exposures. There is also night mode on this phone, something that some budget phones miss out on, like the iPhone 6. Although we haven't fully tested this camera system, we expect the main camera to be pretty good, based on using this sort of hardware in other devices. But note, it's only the main camera that has autofocus, the rest are fixed focus. There is no zoom on this phone, with Samsung instead suggesting you might shoot in full resolution at 64 megapixels and crop in. But otherwise you're looking at digital zooming, so don't expect too much from zoom photos. The ultra-wide camera has a 12-megapixel sensor, and we have always been fond of ultra-wide ever since LG started pushing this on phones about 5 years ago. Again, we need to test it in the real world to gauge the performance of this particular lens. Now we move to the final two lenses. We have said this many times before, but it looks like these lenses are just thrown in to make the phone look better. The depth sensor is of questionable value, as plenty of flagship phones produce outstanding bokeh photos without such lenses. It's mostly done by software these days, while the macro lens based on similar on other phones is likely to be pretty poor. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that bell icon if you haven't yet. My name is Benita. You have been watching BipTech in English. Have a great day. Goodbye.